Hi, friends. How are we? This is week 3. Yes, finally, week 3. We only have one more week, so I know we're moving through this quickly. Just a little recap. Today is one of my favorite days because it's combo and compound moves. So, just a quick little look here. Number one, we're going to talk about compound moves and what those are, and what combo moves are, and what really is the difference here. Really, the compound move is going to be a multi-joint movement. So if you think about, let's say, a squat, even a squat is actually going to be a compound move, right? It's from the hips, the knees. You're flexing and using multiple joints. The combo, like a combination, is going to be combining two movements or two or more movements into one, almost like a flow. So if my yogis know what I'm talking about, you're kind of like flowing one movement into the next. Today is loaded, and I mean loaded with combo moves. Quick little recap, some of the bennies. Heart rate's gonna come up. It's my favorite way to do cardio. Joking. Secondly is going to be, you're gonna burn more calories. Anytime we recruit more muscles, right? Anytime we recruit tons of muscles at the same time, you're gonna be burning more calories. Third is going to be, it's gonna improve not only balance, but also coordination. So that's why I love combo moves. I'm going to keep this here. Let's get moving on our nice little warm up today. Let's roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Roll through the neck. Roll through your wrists. All right. Roll through your major joints. Check in with them. See how they're feeling. It's a rainy day today, so I've had knee surgery, if you guys know. And everyone joked that once you get knee surgery, you become a meteorologist because you just know that it's going to rain. And they're not kidding. Let's take this nice little forward fold. Relax the back of your neck. Look not at your feet, maybe at your legs, or maybe beyond the back wall. You could shake your head yes and no, release some tension. Let's roll it up vertebrae by vertebrae. All right, friends, we have a quick warm up. We're getting right into it. Let's take that right wrist up and over, nice big pull, roll that shoulder back and down, and then you could switch sides. Oh, that feels good. From there, let's get some good mornings. Nice little hip hinge, push the butt back, zip the hips forward, push the booty back, zip the hips forward. The good morning is one of my favorites. It's not a compound move, right? Because it's really just flexing at the hips. Stand up nice and tall. Think about squeezing your butt so much, and that's what actually presses your hips forward. You got one more. Nice big deep breath. We're going to walk it out to the top. Take some walkouts in 3, 2, let's go for it. Walk it out to the top. Now, my friends, this is a progressive strength training program. That means week 1 is going to set the foundation for week 2. Week 2 is going to set the foundation for week 3. 3 is going to set it up for week 4. So if you missed last week, pause right here, pause right now, and get your ass over to week 2. All right. If you missed week 1, you better pause right here, get your ass to week 1. All right. I know it sounds silly to do the fundamental movements, but honestly, I hate to break it to you, we're cat-cowing now. Most strength training programs are boring. They are a combination of what we're doing in this program. And that's why I called it a strength training program. It's not a class. We're building a program together. All right, let's take the glute bridges. Dig those heels down, hold at the top today, and then slow. Keep your big toes pointing forward, little toe. Dig the heels down. Slow. You're going to see this glute bridge later on in your workout as one of the compound moves. So set it up now for success. Let's dig those heels. Boom. Hold up top. Slow and steady here. Exhale. Hold. Slow. You got 5 more. All right, nice and easy here. Now remember, I'm going to give you a rep scheme. So a rep scheme is the amount of reps that you do per round, okay? So there's always a lot of new stuff coming out, research coming out. Recently, it showed that the rep scheme doesn't actually matter, but for forever, the rep scheme has been everything, right? So, you'll have controversial reviews. Let's set it up in this dead bug position. Knees are directly over the hips. I love wearing these leggings for that particular reason. You're going to reach today. We're going to go same side. Take a nice big deep breath. Exhale, reach right arm, right leg. Yeah, same side today. Keep that lower back pushing. Exhale. Good. Now keep your opposite leg, your opposite knee right over the hip. Lock that shoulder down. You got one more. And then switch. Take a nice deep exhale, reach. Lower back is pushing to the mat. Exhale. Yep, keep this heel in line with the knee and keep the knee in line with the hip. You're looking for lines. One more, and rest. What makes exercise like almost of a science, right? Like that's why you could study exercise science, is the lines. It's biomechanics. If you start to think about the body as like basically a collection of like pulleys and levers, then you'll see, well, one thing has to go down in order for this to go up, right? And if I'm pulling from here, then what's the other side doing, right? So you got to see it all as that. It's not just, oh, I'm just doing a bicep curl, you know? That's how you want to, like, if you start to see it that way, you'll really start to connect the body in the way that it is. Okay, let's get some squats nice and easy. You can go ahead and take the toes out if you need to. Rock that weight booty back. Ooh, that feels so nice on my hips. We don't have too many in the wide position today, but keep your hips open it up, because we're getting right into our first circuit today. When you're ready, folks, you're going to grab either one or two weights. I'll coach you through both options. So if I had one heavy weight today, I'm going to set myself up. This is my first combo move. Standing up nice and tall, get to the bicep curl, drop the seat, press those hips forward, release. If I turn to the side, it's going to look like this. Curl it, drop the seat, press the hips forward, then release. Now, if you had two medium weights, you might take it, whatever you can curl with. All right, so I have these 2 8s. I'm going to take my feet out nice and wide. I'm going to curl, I'm going to squat, I'm going to stand, I'm going to release. All right, you have anywhere from 6 to 10. So depending on your weights, that's what you're going to use. Second exercise today is going to be a push-up with 2 mountain climbers. Now, remember, week 1, we did our push-ups. Now we're going to combine it. So again, 6 to 8 on these, or 6 to 10. If you fly through your push-ups, let's get through 10. So you have 1 push-up, 1 push-up. Now, I'm going to give you a challenge. Since you've been with me for a little while, instead of keeping that leg or bringing that leg back down, you might find that you keep it up. Watch here. So I'm going to go here, 1 push-up. I'm going to connect left, right. Now I'm going to keep this right leg up. 1 push-up, then pull this side, then keep it up here. Exhale, exhale. Okay. Have a little fun with it. Why not? It's week 3 already. Your final exercise today is going to be a sit-up, right? And sit-ups we do all the time, right? I was just at the doctor's the other day getting a dermatology scan, and she says, okay, sit up. And I push myself up, and she actually said something about like, oh wow, that's the easiest I've seen somebody get up. I'm like, yeah, I guess because I'm in Florida and a dermatologist, and I went for a full body scan. Alrighty, so the weight's gonna be at the chest. So we're gonna roll up. You're gonna press up, down, and then you're gonna roll right back down. Now, if you happen to have 2 medium weights, this might be the option. Let's roll up, dig those sits bones down, stand up tall, lock the elbows down, roll through your spine. Can you see how each time I roll up, I'm peeling each vertebrae off the ground? Then I dig the sits bones. We're gonna press up, down. Same way, you're gonna peel, tuck the pelvis under. Now we slowly release the vertebrae one at a time. Okay, folks, let's move. So we're gonna take this 3 rounds. Let's move through it. You have your reps anywhere from 6 to 8. If my pace is not your pace, pause right here, move at your pace, okay? You know where you can pause, you know where to come back to. Let's get these squats anywhere from 6 to 8, and I'll give you all the goodies you need to know as we do this. All right, so dig those heels down, stand up nice and tall, shoulders over your hips. We're gonna curl, we squat, we press, release the arms, curl it. Now, one thing that I notice all the time is that people think this is the end of the bicep curl. It's not. Straighten out that arm, release the bicep curl, or release the bicep. All right, so we curl here, weight to the chin, release the arms, exhaling. All right, take your time here. Last few. Once you get through it, you get through it. All right, if you just did 6 or 7 or 8, and you felt like that was a little too easy or light, you know you have 2 more rounds, so you can get that. Now, my folks that are not gonna get into that push-up today, tuck the toes under. We're gonna bend here, and then you can connect opposite elbow to knee. I like to keep the toes down because it's going to directly, really going to help you. It's going to directly translate to the actual push-up. Once we do this, or even cross the ankles, crossing the ankles is like my biggest no-no. Once we do this, see what might happen in my lower back. Even if you don't want it to happen, it's just going to happen a little bit, right? So keep the toes tucked under, almost like I'm squeezing my butt, because the push-up, your whole front body should come down, and then you could take opposite. Nice big deep breath. Did you get to 6 to 8 of those? Let's take it to the sit-up. Now, if you want a little extra, I always say this. So if you want a little extra, and this one is really going to challenge you. I can't believe I'm going to do this right now, but can you see how the weight is actually resting on my chest? It's almost as if I have an additional 17 pounds. So I'm going to take a deep exhale. It's still on my chest. Then I press up, down, and then we release. It's a huge exhale. Press it, boom, lock it down, and then roll back down. That means I have zero momentum. Can you see I'm not using any momentum here. I'm coming from like literally like dead man's pose. I don't know. Sitting up, punch, elbows locked down, slow. All right, so get however many you can. Woo. And then we're gonna take it from the top. All right, so when you're ready, if you got through your 6 to 8, we're gonna take it from the top, okay? Roll those shoulders back and down a little bit. You have round 2. I'm gonna do it with the 2 dumbbells so you can see what this looks like, or the 2 kettlebells so you can see what this looks like. Not much of a difference. It's just that the arms are moving independently as opposed to having one weight in both hands. Shoulders are rolling back and down. Stand up nice and tall. Take up space. That's both in this room or in our workout room together and in life. I'm so sick of trying to make myself smaller. And that's like so many things, right? It's like, you know, us as women are supposed to be skinny and this and submissive, but then also like in business, I'm like, frig that. I'm going to take up space. I'm going to be loud. You're going to know I'm there more than you already do. Why not? Life's short and there's literally no rules. So do whatever you want. Accept the rules for your squat. No, I'm just kidding. All righty, folks, once you get through anywhere from 6 to 8, let's set it up. Push that booty back and down. Press those hips forward. Yes. And rest. Listen, one of the main reasons why I like to exercise is because I like to be strong, right? Like I love to be strong. But the other reason is, should there be a zombie apocalypse, I ain't fucking around. I'm running out here. I'm getting my miles down, my time on my miles down. I'm lifting. I'm going to learn how to climb shit. Like I'm not playing. All right, let's do it. Push-ups. Exhale. Don't be afraid of the push-up. Right? Really. And I mean that in the way of like, just because you get down there and you're like, I'm down there. Push up. As if someone's in your face. Boom, push. Can you tell that I'm from New York or what? All right. Last few, if you're getting your 6 to 8, if those last few reps are starting to become challenging, then you know you're in the right spot. All right. So for example, I just did my own chest workout, and on my last round, on my last few reps, it started to become really challenging. And I said, okay, cool. I'm in the right spot, right? Because I want to get stronger. I don't want it to be easy breezy. Now, I know that if you're working with the same weights, there's other ways, right? Let's set it up, punch it, release, lock it down. And what I mean by lock down the shoulders, let me show you from the side. I'm going to press up. My shoulders are up. Lock them down first and then come down, and then we roll down. Let's go. Boom. I want strong. I want power. I want confidence. Whew. But the one thing I want above all of that is good form. All right, folks, once you get through that, great work. We are going to move on. Circuit numero dos. Number 2 is coming at you today. So we're going to learn a clean today. Okay, grab water if you need sips. Shake that out. We're going to set up for a clean today. We're going to use the clean. Now, the clean is not a bicep curl. Again, the clean is not a bicep curl. So we're going to use the clean to get the weights up. Now, where does the clean come from? The clean actually comes from Olympic lifting. So think of like a big barbell, okay? Big, long barbell. You use the clean to get the barbell, a heavy barbell, under your shoulders, right? So there is a level of like a deadlift that happens. You snap those hips forward, get it under, right? The goal here is that you kind of shrug, get it under. What happens is the weight, if you were to draw a line, that dumbbell or your barbell should go in one straight line down and up. So how is that going to happen? My body has to move out of the way. See how my butt's out of the way? I'm going to pull this bar, boom, elbows underneath. Now that's when you're doing it with a barbell. Today we're going to do it with dumbbells, so it's going to feel a little different. It's also going to look a little different, but that snap forward is not different. That's the same. So let's set it up here. We're going to go for one row, one clean. Oh, I'm doing this single arm. And then one reverse lunge. So one-sided. All right, so this is unilateral. So one-sided, right? Uni being one, lateral side, okay? So watch here. I'm gonna keep my feet hip distance apart, parallel. I'm gonna hinge at the hips. I'm gonna row, release. That means my arm is straight. I'm gonna get under this weight. See? And then we're gonna step that same leg back and then release. Let me do it facing you so you can see what I'm talking about. Shoulders back and down, tall through your body. Hinge at the hips. Your actual body weight is still right between your feet. You're gonna row, hand to the pocket, release the arm, straighten it. Boom, get the weight up to the shoulder. Back leg, so that same side goes back to the reverse lunge and then release, okay? We're gonna do anywhere, again, from 6 to 8 on one side. Love this move. Again, I love this move. I'm gonna give you one other option here, and the other option is actually to take a staggered stance. So can you see how I kind of opened up my space of support? My leg stepped back. So I'm gonna give you that option. Let's move. 3, 2, 1. It can look like this. Take that reverse lunge, or you could be feet parallel. Row, take it to the reverse lunge. All right, so pick your poison. I'm taking right here. Yeah, and then don't worry, I'll coach us through the remainder of the moves. Yep, last few. Now, what happens here? Make sure you release this arm. It's got to be a straight arm. We're going to pull with a straight arm. You're going to release the arm. You got to get the weight to the shoulder, and then you're going to step it back. All right? Switch sides when you're ready. Okay, so that's like about 6. Let's do it on the second side. Then we'll add on, I promise. Nice little hip hinge. Row, release, clean it. Reverse lunge, slide it in. Now, you may notice I'm having my feet hip distance apart. Take that nice little hinge. Row, release. Chin up, chin parallel to the ground. Lock it, press those hips forward. Push through. Row, release, boom, step the hips. Yes. If you did 5 on one side, give 5 here. If you did 6 on one side, get 6 here. And now we can rest. Now for this next exercise, I'm going to give you the option. I give you a lot of options because I want you to feel like you are in the driver's seat of your workout and of your program, okay? So that's why I give you options. Option 1 is going to be the squat to a rotational press. If you saw my Instagram, it's on here. Option 2 is just going to be the rotational press. So if your legs have had enough, take out the squat, right? I love a squat any day of the week. Okay, so my weight's now on my left side, shoulders are square, hips are nice and square. If you're not squatting, you're gonna lift this back heel, we rotate, okay? We worked on this. If you're squatting, you're gonna add the squat. Don't wait to get to the top. So watch here, you're gonna sit into the squat, boom, power it up. Sit into the squat, and then come on in. All right, that's a nice directional change. We worked on that on the planes of motion day. Let's get 5 to 6, 6 to 8. If you have light weights, maybe up to 10. Woo, I got too strong on that one. Let's set up on the second side. All right, I love a rotational press. You want to get your core, you want to get your booty, you want to get your shoulder, you want to get better at balance and coordination. I mean, hello, it checks off every box. Drop it. Yep. Now again, you don't have to go my pace. You're going at your pace. Whew. All right, beautiful work, everybody. Great, great, great. Now we're gonna take this beast pose. Of course, options. You have options here. Now I'm gonna give you this option. You're gonna either pull a weight with you over to one side and then pull it back, or not, or don't do it, right? So my hands are gonna come down. The only thing that's gonna happen is I'm basically gonna move side to side here. And then the next round, we're actually gonna move forward and back. So I'm right here. Do not cross the legs and try and stay nice and low. So if I do it from the side here, so you can see I'm moving in a lateral fashion, like a crab, like we worked on last week. Move it in, step it out. Move it in, step it out, okay? You're trying to stay low, all right? You're gonna travel, I'm gonna say 12 passes. If you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 okay? So set this up, set it up for success. Roll the shoulders. Oh, I wanted to show you, if you do have the weight, you're just gonna travel with it on one side, okay? In 3, 2, let's go. Now I'm here, I'm gonna move it. Oof. My neighbors probably didn't like that. Sorry, neighbor. I told you, I'm training for zombie apocalypse. If I gotta move and I gotta tie something to me, I'm out of here. Alrighty, folks. Come on up. That's a tough one by itself. So even if you did add on, it is tough, no doubt about it. Today is one of those days that you will see, if you do wear a watch for any of this work, you might notice a little bit of a difference in the calorie burn today. You might not, that's okay too, but just keep in mind, the only difference is that we're not isolating any moves or any muscles, i.e. like a standing chest press or shoulder press like we did in the first week. There's no isolation. Everything is moving in concert with one another. Ooh, yes. Okay, round 2, let's do this. You have your row, you have your clean, you have your reverse lunge. Take a nice big deep breath in 3, 2, 1. You have your row, release it. You have your clean, you have your reverse lunge. You have your row, you have your clean, snap those hips forward. You have your reverse lunge. Step it back, yes, 3 down. You hear the breathing? That is to cue you. Be mindful, don't get on that tightrope. Just slide that leg straight back. All right, rest and switch. Another thing to keep in mind, folks, if you have to hold on to a wall, a chair, something more stable, that's not cheating. Okay, it's really not. Anything that's gonna give you more support, more balance, and assist you through the movement is not cheating, not in my books at least. All right, let's do this. And I say that because it's not like you holding the chair is gonna make the weight any lighter, right? Like I have the wall here. If I was to hold the wall, it's not like it's making it any lighter. It's just giving me one extra little level of love, level of support. Use that deep breath, big step back. Release it, snap those hips forward, boom, and rest. Beautiful. Let's take our rotary press. Now I'm gonna do it without the squat, but you know that you have the option to do it with the squat. All right, so let's get it to the shoulders. Remember, both shoulders and both hips are gonna face one direction, and then we'll switch. Ooh, that was loud. 3, 2, gently release. Be mindful, not too much arching through the lower back. Squeeze your bottom butt. This one. I find that the strict press is harder. Right, I have no momentum. Switch sides. All right, so again, I have no momentum on this. That's why I think it's harder, but if it feels good for you, do it. Exhale. Deep breath. Now, don't get all excited and start to shorten up this side in hopes of getting this arm up. No way. Last one, if you're with me. Boom. Now, I did say that this next beast pose was going to be a little different. You're going to move forward and back. Remember the planes of motion. So now we're going to move forward and back. Okay, let's set this up. You're going to pass. If you walk it up, I'd say walk it up and down 2 times. All right, and your traditional yoga mat. Okay, let's set it up. Take a nice big deep breath. Again, if you wanted to, I would have this weight right here. Okay, so I placed this little weight right here, and we're gonna walk. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Left arm, right leg, nice and low. All right, so now when you get to the top, what's gonna happen? You're gonna pull the weight back. I got stuck with a little bit too much back there. Not my butt, like the actual weight. All right, folks, if you get one or two more front and back, let's take this one more round, and then we're gonna move on to circuit number 3 today. Okay, circuit number 3 is coming at you. All right, it's got a lot going on in here. Again, that's what happens with the combo moves. Can you see how this is a huge combination? The row, the clean, the reverse lunge. Those are about 3 different exercises in one. Not to mention if you add like, the deadlift and such, but it's really, those are 3 exercises in one that we're combining to give you a nice flow, because life happens in a flow. Life doesn't happen in isolation. Unless you're sitting and drinking wine, no shade, honey. Do you know what I'm saying? Drinking wine, drinking water, beer, whatever. That's the only time you're really isolating a muscle. All right, everything else, you're moving lots of muscles together. That's how life works. Okay, let's do this. Take a nice hill hinge, row release, snap the weight forward, eyes up, chest up, chin parallel to the ground. Core tight, pull release, snap those hips forward, eyes up, chest up. Now I'm gonna give you another challenge here. I'm gonna row release. I'm gonna keep this weight off my shoulder. All right, so if you've been putting it on your shoulder, I want you to use your core, keep that weight up. Let's do it. Last one. Now remember, on the row, no bounce. Let's move. Second side, go for it. I'm getting ready for 5 to 6 on these. Take a nice deep breath, row release. Again, weight is off my shoulder, and then I'm gonna release. Snap the hips forward, weight is off my shoulder. I step it back. Exhale deeply, snap those hips forward. I cannot stress the breathing enough. Last one. Yes, and rest, beautiful. All righty, friends. Oh, we have our squat to press. I'm gonna do every other one so you can see what that feels like, looks like. You have options, because you're also gonna have an option on the next one. So let's move, 3, 2, 1, go for it. Squat. Now every other squat. Whew, you can see the difference, right? All right, get 1 or 2 more on that side and then switch. Especially if you're doing every other one, you'll notice a significant difference, right? When I squat to press, I could throw that weight up. But when I have to rotate, ooh, that one's tough. All right. Then from here, ooh, I missed it. Now we're gonna go every other. Ha! Yes, good. Nice big deep breaths. And then you can rest. If you got 6 to 8 of those, rest. Great work on that. The next exercise is your beast pose. You have now learned to travel front and back, side to side. I want you to pick one. You got it? Do the opposite of that one. Because I know you were picking the easier one. So do the opposite. So if you pick front and back, you're like, cool, I'm gonna do front and back. Wrong, you're gonna do side to side. If you pick side to side, you're now doing front and back. All right, I'll do both just so we can have a little fun here. We're gonna move side to side. If you wanna do it with the weight, do it with the weight. If not, just move that body, okay? Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stay low, stay low. I'm gonna stay up the whole time as I move. That is real deal Holyfield. All right, nice work, everybody. Last round is gonna bring us to 1 exercise standing, 2 exercises on the mat, and this will be our final circuit today. So the next exercise is going to be a deadlift with an underhand grip row. So underhand, right? So let's just take this apart. Overhand, right? Underhand. If you had 1 bar, overhand, underhand. If you had 1 bar, sometimes people will do a mixed grip, but for today and for the purposes of today, we're doing underhand, okay? Palms are gonna be up. That's how you're gonna grab this weight. What's the benefit? What's the difference? Grip strength. Grip strength is quite literally the difference of making the 2 trips or the 1 trip with your grocery bags. Those are the facts, okay? Grip strength is also the difference of having someone help you with that Amazon package or you going ahead, deadlifting that package, no problem, okay? That's the difference of grip strength, right? It's all in the hands, okay? You may feel a little bit in your forearm, because that's where your muscles are, especially the thumb, right? So you may feel a little bit of the forearm, but remember, it is in the hands. So all of that to say this, we're gonna take one deadlift, one row, and then like stand up, basically. So a hinge, row, release, okay? So I have my feet about hip distance apart, parallel. I'm gonna hinge, I'm gonna row, release, stand up. Now, you see that my palms are facing you. I have external rotation through my shoulders. The weights are still attached to my leg. I row, release, squeeze that ass to stand up. Don't wait to get to the top to stand up. You should be squeezing right here. You should still be squeezing, still engaging. And then you're gonna stand up, press those hips forward, stand nice and tall. Really fast. Some of my clients will tell me, you keep telling me to squeeze my butt, and I don't really know what you mean. Like, how am I supposed to squeeze my butt when I'm in the middle of a hinge? Totally got it. This is for you. This is like the cliff notes. When you're in this hinge position, imagine if your 2 feet were on one piece of paper. Okay, one piece of paper. All right. I put down one thin piece of paper. When I hinge, I want you to think as if you can split that piece of paper into 2. So looking at you this way, when I hinge, I want you to think as if you can split that piece of paper into 2. I have energy down and out. It lights up the side of my butt, and then I squeeze and stand up nice and tall. Remember that when you're at the bottom of the hinge. It's not only gonna get your booty to fire, it's also gonna protect your lower back, and it should help you engage your core. All right, let's do these first, and then we'll take it down to the mat. Whew. Okay, let's go. Nice big deep breath. Roll those shoulders back and down in 3, 2, 1. Let's take this nice hinge, row, release, stand up tall, okay? Push the butt back, row, release, stand up tall. For your deadlift, you still want the weights to be super glued to the legs. You're gonna take your row, you're gonna release, you're gonna zip that ass forward and stand up tall, okay? If it feels like too much today, maybe we drop one weight. You could do this one-sided, or, right, just take less reps. Where we don't want to feel this is in your lower back. You do not want to feel it there. Okay, now you're gonna come down. You have one weight. Toes will turn out slightly. So now you're in a sumo position. Again, we're in combination land. We're gonna lock the shoulders down with my hips up. My weight is up. I'm gonna bend at the elbows, and then I'm gonna drop the hips, press them up. Bend at the elbows, extend totally, drop the hips, press it up. Deep breath, deep breath. The tricep extension, keep your elbows pointing towards your feet. Yep, elbows point towards the feet. Ah, good, last few. Bend, release, come up. I can feel my butt like crazy, drop it, and rest. The next exercise, right? Another little combo. Duh, we're in combo land. I love this combo. I've been doing this combo myself personally with a lot of clients. It's one of my favorite combos. You're gonna keep your knees bent at about 90 degrees. My lower back is gonna remain on the mat the whole time. Knees are bent at 90 degrees. With my beautiful little pink weight, I'm gonna go ahead and set it up. I'm gonna exhale, 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 reach, then come back. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs, then reach, then bring it back. You're gonna take 6 to 8 of these. The goal here, folks, is to keep your lower back to the mat as you do both exercises, especially your back pocket from the opposite side that you're chopping to, okay? You see, I'll show you what I mean. What I mean is when I'm chopping over towards my right, I wanna make sure my left back pocket, you see how my left back pocket disconnected? And now look at me, I'm a mess, right? I wanna make sure my left back pocket stays on the ground, stays on the ground. Exhale deeply, reach. Exhale deeply, reach. Exhale over, bring it back. 6 to 8. Don't let the legs move. when I do this one with clients, sometimes all I see, right? Sometimes what I'll see is this. You see how we're moving through the lower back and through the legs? No, let's not do that. Anyway, you're gonna come up and we're gonna do it again. Round two, let's go. It's my favorite day. Can you tell? I know. Combo day. Okay, let's take this hinge. Nice little deadlifts. Roll those shoulders back and down. We move in 3, 2, go for it when you're ready. Release, stand up, push the booty back. Now again, it could be 6 to 8 if it feels like too much. So if these weights are too heavy, I'm gonna go 1 row and then I'm gonna go other row. Okay, so don't feel like you have to do the heavy. If it's too heavy, get 6, get 4 reps. I'm totally cool with that. Okay, don't feel like you have to do something that just doesn't feel right. Next exercise today is going to be your tricep extension. Let's come on down. All right, let's set it up. Toes are turning out. Now you see I'm using 2 weights. It's the same thing. Lock the shoulders down, right? And make sure you're bending at the elbows, okay? Keep the elbows directly over, not back here. You see how this is? I've lost it. You see how my elbows are directly over my shoulders? And then I'm gonna press it all the way up to the top. The magic in the tricep happens when you extend, okay? So let's scoop the pelvis up and under. Remember, everything starts up top. I bend the elbows, I drop the booty, press it up. Bend the elbows, drop the booty, press it up. Bend, extend, don't move those elbows for anything. Good, keep them locked. This is where recording yourself may come into play. And it's not always a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, to be honest. Recording yourself, again, you could always send me anything that you want some form of feedback on. You know my number, hit it up. And then number 2, recording yourself, you might just be able to see yourself, right? You might, I record, I sometimes see, oh my God, I'm losing all my foundation on one side. How come I don't feel that, right? Or what's going on? Especially slow-mo, excellent, okay? So don't be afraid to record yourself. I know some people hate seeing themselves on camera. Some people hate hearing their voice. You know, I get that. But if you want to get strong and you don't have access to working out in the mirror, and sometimes the mirror can actually distort and throw up your lines, then yeah, I would suggest recording yourself. That's just like, I'm also like I'm like a non-scale person. Like I don't know, I don't really weigh myself. So I think when I look at like victories and such, I'm like, ooh, I'm deadlifting X, or I'm, you know, doing lat pull downs with this weight or whatever the case is. And I love that being what I use to measure. Alrighty, folks, for the purposes of time, you're gonna do that one more round. So you'll have your underhand grip deadlifts, you'll have your tricep extension, glute bridge, as well as your chops to the extension. Get anywhere from 6 to 10 of any of those reps. If you want a little bit more somewhere like the triceps, get up to the 12 mark. But again, anywhere in that rep scheme, you should be gravy, baby. Once you're done with that, you can come back to this particular moment. We're just gonna take a quick stretch. I just wanna show you a quick stretch for your triceps and for the inner thighs. So when you're ready, toes together, knees apart, sitting in a little bit of a wider stance. You'll walk your arms forward, and then you're gonna purposely bend at the elbows. Give yourself a little pat on the back. When you do so, push, like drive your elbows down. You might feel a nice stretch through the backside of the body. And then you can walk your hands over. Right, so again, if you missed it, you want to make sure that you actually do that 3rd round. All right, for the purposes of time, I just wanted to make sure we keep it moving. Then from there, we'll set up today. You're going to extend one leg out. Your big toe is going to stay pointing forward. Your bottom knee and big toe are going to be in line. And we're going to push the weight back. All right, you did a lot of work on the inner thighs, believe it or not. And then rock your weight forward. Keep that big toe down. Do not bounce. So when you get here, don't be like, bounce, bounce, bounce. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, and then from there, you could gently switch sides. So let me just shimmy myself over. Keep the toe down and keep it in line with the bottom knee. Let's push the butt back. Ooh. Remember, just keep in mind, the body is, you know, it's like you could slice this right in half, right? So every now and then you might find that one side gives more than the other. One side might be more stable, more flexible, etc. But our goal is always, and remember this, our goal is always to work both sides evenly. Do not feed into any muscular imbalances. If my left arm isn't as strong as my right, that does not give me an excuse to grab a lighter weight from my left and a heavier weight from my right. Wrong. Okay. That's like a big one, a big no-no for me and a lot of training folks. Right? Main reason is most injuries happen because of muscular imbalances. So why would I lead into that imbalance even more? All right. Walk your feet and hands up towards one another. Let's roll it up when you're ready. Ah, that feels nice. And then from there, let's take a nice big deep breath. Reach the arms up overhead. Take up space in your own home, in your body. Nice big exhale, let it go. Whew. Swan dive it forward. Second one, catch it up top, and you got to give yourself so much love on the way down. Great work. Stay tuned for your second workout of this week. And then next week is our last week. So it'll be workout 7 and 8 next week. And then we're set. All right. You'll get a couple more bonus workouts in our YouTube channel. So hopefully you check that out. Bye guys. Have a great night or day. Enjoy it.